Shabbat Shalom, Ma yafa hayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom to all of you, to our friends who are on Zoom and on Facebook, YouTube. It is the last Shabbat of our secular year, and it feels like we are on the brink of something new and hopefully better than the past. Rabbi Nico is on a well-deserved vacation with his family, and so it is my pleasure to be here with you this evening, along with Gabrielle, Yuval, and the rest of our team at Temple Beth Tikvah. I invite you to join us as we move through this week's Shabbat celebration and join in all of the singing while we are on mute, but still participating fully. We invite Phyllis Newman to welcome Shabbat in with the mighty hands.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvoto, v'tzivanu l'chaglik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Mom. Always so wonderful to have you here with us, with me. Now I'd like to continue our Shabbat service with L'chu Ranana on page 130. L'chu Ranana l'Adonai nari al tzur isheno nekadma fanav betoda bizmirot nari alo nekadma fanav betoda bizmirot nari alom shiru ladonai shir chadash shiru ladonai kol haaretz shiru ladonai baruchu shemo basru miyom leyom yeshuato zapru v'goyim kevodo bechol ha'amim niflotav yalai 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 we continue with Zamru on page 134. Zamru l'Adonai bechino הריעו לפני המלך אדוני. ירום היום ומנום, תבל ויושבי בל, הידיים נהרות עמך וכף כף יחד הרים ירננו לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק ועמים במישרים. ירום היום ומנום, תבל ויושבי בל, הידיים נהרות עמך וכף כף יחד הרים ירננו, כף יחד הרים ירננו. We continue with the Psalm Mizmor David, Psalm 29, on page 136. Mizmor David, Avu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, Avu l'Adonai kavod ba'oz, Avu l'Adonai kavod shemo, yishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim, Adonai Adonai hamayim rabim, kol Adonai b'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, vayeshaber Adonai et arzei alvanon, vayarkitem כמו עגל לבנון וסיריון, כמו בן רעמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש, כל אדוני יכיל מדבר, יכיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובהיכלו קולו אומר כבוד, אומר כבוד, אומר כבוד, כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. Lecha Dodi, we welcome the Sabbath bride on page 138. Lecha Dodi לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלם, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, השם ולתפארת ולתהילה. Lecha Dodi לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלם, עכשיו התחילה, לך דודי לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי ונבנתה יראתי לה. לך דודי לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת גאלה, בני שבת נקבלה. יאללה 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 יאללה. We continue with Mizmor Shir, Psalm 92, page 140. Mizmor Shir ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עזוב עלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינון. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, תשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולת בו. And now we transition with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 144. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בלמד יברך ירטב ימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דרכו בית ישראל, בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מן קודחתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונשתה rise for the Baruch Hu, our call to prayer, on page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. You may be seated. We continue with the reading of Ma'ariv Aravim on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ham'ariv Aravim. And now before we go into the Shema, we remind ourselves of everlasting, never-ending love. And it is New Year's Eve, and what a time to think about everlasting, never-ending love. And I want us all to think about a great love we want to keep everlasting into this new year. Could be for a person, and that person can be you. I give you permission. And I want you to take a deep breath and breathe in that love and carry it. Dear God, never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Adonai Echad. Please join me on page 154 for the chanting of Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. We continue with the reading of Emet, page 156. When your children witnessed your presence, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Micha Mocha, page 158. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai, Kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot hoseh veleh, nora tehilot hoseh veleh, malchutecha ravanecha Ayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, ze Eli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimlach le'olam va'ed yanai yanai nai yanai nai Hashkivenu, page 160. It seems daunting thinking about the next year and what it may or may not hold. So this shelter of peace, may it be around all of us, may it be all around our hearts. May our shelters of peace stretch out to all of us and reach everybody who needs it, and Adonai knows we all need it. Hashkivenu, 160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu Shomrenu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu Shomrenu lechayim ufros aleinu. Sukkot shlomecha v'taknenu b'etza tova milefanecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomrenu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu shomrenu Baruch Ata Adonai, Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Yerushalayim. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל תהי לעולם, כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. And now we rise for the Amidah on page 164. Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, Ufi yagin, Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. We continue silently. Yihu l'ratzon imrei fi v'higyon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri v'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Aseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. And now we turn to page 371. And please share in the chat, in the comments, those who are in need of healing, mind, body, spirit, those in the midst of addictions. I know I have a whole list right now. So please share yours. And now we join together on page 371 for Misha Berach. Misha Berach wünsche dem auch Refuah Shlema. And now I would like to invite Rabbi Miriam to share her fabulous Devar Torah.
Shabbat Shalom again. Well, it's countdown time. I'm not talking about the 7 weeks until the High Holy Days, and it's not 10 days until Yom Kippur. It's not 8 nights until Hanukkah glows with all of its candles, and it's not even 7 weeks until Shavuot. Yes, it is just a few hours until the new secular year, and it is 14 weeks until Shabbat Hagadol, which means that Pesach, or Passover, is just around the corner. While stores like Target and Walmart are stocked with Valentine's Day and Easter merchandise already, the Judaica store at our local shul will soon be displaying an array of Seder plates and Elijah's cups. Yes, and it's time for spring cleaning. While our Torah readings don't exactly align with Passover, the book of Shemot or Exodus prepares us now for what we will observe as we sit down to our Seders in just a few weeks. This week's Parsha, Va'era, or I Appeared in English, finds the Israelites in harsh slavery while Moses converses with God over how to end their servitude, which has lasted over 400 years. We open with the words, Va'era el Avraham, el Yitzchak, el Yaakov, el Shaddai, Ushmi Adonai lo nodati lahem. I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob with the name Almighty God. But with my name Adonai, I did not become known to them. God made promises to each of our patriarchs, which they were not privy to see in their own lifetimes. Here now, we will see that God sees the pain of the Israelites. God hears their moaning and reveals to Moses that the Israelites will be redeemed as he remembers the covenant made with our ancestors. Redemption does not come without a cost. Moses must employ the aid of his brother Aaron in order to communicate with Pharaoh. And even with Aaron's help, Pharaoh's heart is hardened, and he refuses to heed the words of this God of the Israelites. Moses and Aaron attempt to show Adonai's power by a variety of plagues, the first 7 of which are included in this week's Torah portion. The goal is not simply to give the Israelites freedom to pursue a work-free life. The goal is to free the people from servitude so that they may serve God. It is in this snippet of Torah that I'd like to expand a bit. At our Seders, we say the words, B'chol dor vador. In every generation, an individual must envision himself as if he is leaving Egypt. 19th century Rabbi Avraham Yitzchak Kook, one of the fathers of religious Zionism, explains that the redemption of the Jewish people is an ongoing work in progress that began with the Exodus from Egypt and continues to weave its way through all the trials and tribulations of Jewish history. Each year on Seder night, we recall just how far we have come from those days in Egypt, and how in every single generation there have been challenging experiences in that ongoing journey to the Messianic age. In our generation, we continue to face challenges, confusion, and pain. Yet we cannot ignore how far we have come. And yet we have so far to go to achieve a personal as well as communal final redemption. Man's viewing of the Exodus from Egypt as a continuous process will hopefully lead to daily improvement in conduct as well as befits a free person. The URJ, the Union for Reform Judaism, among other 21st century organizations, offers modern versions of the biblical 10 plagues. Among them are 10 environmental plagues, the modern
Continue. Nevertheless, Shabbat presses on. Okay. Can you hear me now? Great. So, you just missed the most eloquent thing I had ever said in my life. It would have brought tears to your eyes. But here's something similar. So, Rabbi Miriam seems to have had technical difficulties. Shabbat must go on. However, we want to make sure her whole Devar Torah that she worked very hard on is shared with you all. So we will share it on the website and or through email. If you are not a TBT member and you would like Rabbi Miriam's, the transcript of her Devar Torah, please put your email in, if you're on Zoom, please put your email in the chat. Don't put your email on YouTube or Facebook. It's public. Don't do that. Don't be silly. But if you're on Zoom, in the chat, put in your email and we will send you a copy of our Devar Torah as soon as we can. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Now we continue our service with Aleinu, and we rise, and we face that way. We face Yerushalayim. And Aleinu, Aleinu, Aleinu. I was caught off guard. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו You may be seated. And now we recognize those who are in mourning and those who are observing your sight. Please share the names of those you are remembering in the comments. If you're on Zoom, in the chat. If you are in the Shiva period, the first 7 days, the first 30 days of mourning, the first year of mourning, I am remembering Joe Anguiano, who passed away in January of this year. So it's almost Yurtzeit. And if you are observing a Yurtzeit, please share the names of those you are remembering. And now we join the mourners with Mourners Kaddish on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach yiruteh ve'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'l'me'am maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekodesha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'miran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. You may be seated. And well, time for announcements. I know that there's a lot of fun stuff happening here at the beginning of next year, whether we're in person or not, because that's like certainly up in the air right now, isn't it? And you know what? It's okay. We're used to it by now. We're used to it. It's okay. So, but I mean, come on. We got a whole nother Purim coming. Woohoo! I'm gonna get started on that with the kiddos real soon. And then just so many wonderful things that I don't know off the top of my head right now. I apologize. But check our calendar and the tidbits. Read the tidbits. They have information, and it's very important information. All right, and now, Kiddush. Unfortunately, this is not champagne, nor is it sparkling wine, because we are not in the Champagne region of France. However, Kiddush, which is on page 122 and 23. ויערב ויהי בוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. put this over here now. And before we conclude, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the secular New Year's Eve. Thank you for taking a break from your libations and celebrations. And it's very special to see you all. And thank you, Rabbi Miriam, for helping to lead the service from Zoom. I know it's hard, and you're a pro at it. And I did promise everybody that we would get your full Devar Torah, a transcript of it. So send it to Zach and also maybe Tammy, and then because your words are important. And that was like where it was great what we heard. We're so great. It was so great. We just got to hear the end, right? So thank you, Rabbi Miriam. Thank you, Yuval. Thank you, Zach and Viviana in the sound room. Happy secular New Year, everybody. And now I'd like to conclude with a nigun that's to a melody that you might recognize and find very appropriate. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Gabrielle.